maybe the next movie we watched this week, that being the 2004 film Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, as requested by Nico. Please tell us about it.
Alright, so Eternal Sunshine of a Spotless Mind is all about Jim Carrey finding out that his ex deleted him from her mind, and now he's undergoing the same treatment, but hang on, as he's going through it, he doesn't really want to do it anymore, and so hilarity ensues.
I didn't think it was very funny
I didn't think it was very funny
fact.
either.
There was plenty of funny
There's some funny moments, but a rom-com, it wasn't a whole lot of calm.
Is it? Wait, is this billed as a rom-com?
This is like a fucking drama romance.
I think it's a sci-fi at that as well.
Fun fact, all of the effects in this movie are almost entirely done practically. I think there's only like 2 things in here that are CGI.
Yeah, I saw that too. Like, the director wanted to do basically everything they possibly could practically, and so that includes, like, the scenes where, like, the backgrounds are blurry when he's in when he's in his mind, and sort of just like, oh, we'll, like, artificially make that blurry. They, like, got fucking, like, plastic wrap over the backgrounds.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, very fun.
It's pretty nuts. Personally, I like this movie a lot. I'm giving it an A+.
Whoa.
I like this movie a pretty decent bit as well. I gave it an A-.
I am in between an A and an A-.
What's that?
So an A?
Whoa.
Yeah, I'm at an A- currently.
There we go. Sounds like we all like this one quite a bit.
I think I would have liked the movie more if the ending wasn't spoiled for me.
Honestly, the fact that Tanner spoiled that part of the film, let's break it down here real quick. So, the film opens with Jim Carrey, like, you know, going out doing his thing, and he meets the girl of his dreams, the main woman. I don't remember her fucking name. Oh, it's like Clementine, I think. That's it, right?
Clementine.
Yeah. He meets Clementine, and they're just having a gay old time. And then it cuts forward to them no longer being together, and she deletes them, all that shit. All the events of the film happen. But then, holy smokes, it's revealed to us that the beginning of the film where they first meet is actually them meeting for a second time after they've both undergone the procedure. Holy fuck! I completely forgot about that while I was watching the film, so Tanner spoiling that for us did not hamper my enjoyment.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna be completely real. I'm just trying to be fucking contentious. Not contentious, whatever.
I didn't even realize it could be interpreted as a spoiler, to be honest.
I mean, to be fair, I had the same experience as Nico, where I read the message, forgot about it, and then, you know, when I saw the movie, I was like, oh. I mean, I guess I was more so along the lines of I probably would have felt better about discovering it about the movie myself. I did, like, at the very end, I was like, oh my gosh, this movie is so clever. I love how they decided to end this movie, because I don't, like, it's weird, because I don't know if another movie did what this movie does, and if they did, they didn't do it as well, in my opinion. And I think a really interesting concept that they explore is you can delete somebody from your mind, whether metaphorically or literally in this movie's sense. But as a famous line from the all-time classic Jurassic Park, nature finds a way. Ultimately, and because like we see it happen to 2 couples in this, where, you know, they get their relationship deleted and they just somehow down along the lines you just end up hooking up again, and it just goes to show it's not, you can't just forget somebody and expect nothing to happen. There's a reason that you guys got brought together in the first place, and there was like some kind of, you know, chemical something that, you know, or some kind of like emotional click that brought you guys together, and that's just something you can't delete from the human mind. And I thought that the way that this movie explored, like, memory and emotions and all that kind of stuff, and the facets of the mind was very, and it's really cool because they didn't really, like, stretch the truth of anything. And I'm not gonna say it's grounded in reality, because clearly, you know, deleting people from people's minds isn't reality. But outside of that, I think everything was pretty spot on, and I really enjoyed this movie. It was a very fun watch.
Yeah, the first thing you said, where you called it clever, that's the exact word that I used as well. I really appreciate how clever and well written this movie is. I like how mature it is. It doesn't have, like, sort of the fairy tale ending where we're just gonna be in love again. Like they take the sort of mature stance where it's like, yeah, relationships take effort, and sometimes there are ups and downs, and that's stuff you have to work through and whatever, you know?
Yeah, it's like, we don't know if we're soulmates and if this is all gonna work out for us in the end, but we may as well try.
Yeah, exactly. And I think it does a really good job of exploring the concept of being able to erase memories. They have a couple of different interpretations of why people are doing that and what the result of it is and all that. And one example of the cleverness of this film I wanted to shout out is the fact that they named her Clementine. And then, you know, they 2 times do the joke where they mention the, oh my darling, darling, Clementine. But what they don't do, and they let the audience fill in for themselves, is that the second line of that song is, you were gone and lost forever, now I found you, Clementine, which plays into the whole thing of the movie so well. They let you, the audience, go like, hey, that's the thing, you know?
Another fun thing about that song that we see is at the beginning of the film, we see, you know, she sings that whole song, and he's like, yeah, I've never heard it before, sorry. But then later we see in his memories, his mom would like sing that song to him, and it's just like, because that was all happening after the operation, that means that that song has now retroactively been removed from his brain because he ties it too closely to her.
Oh yeah, that does make a lot of sense. Holy shit.
That's fucking crazy.
Yeah, I think it's a fun movie. I agree. I think it's clever, and I do like the ending. I like how mature and down to earth it is. I definitely like the performances too. I think that's fun. I don't really have a crazy amount to say about it. It's just a really novel concept. I think it's executed well. They've got some fun shots. I think my biggest downside are some of the comedy scenes are kind of whatever to me. But for the most part, I enjoyed this movie. I thought it was pretty solid.
Nice. I was gonna say, so my only real negative, and I can kind of understand this because this isn't necessarily that type of movie, but I wish Elijah Wood got some kind of comeuppance for the horribly fucked up thing he did in this movie.
It's awful.
I mean,
yeah, I get that this is a movie trying to play it very straightforward and realistic when we're in the real world, but like, I don't know, have her slap him across the face or something, you know?
I guess.
At the end of the day, he just didn't get the girl, and isn't that punishment enough?
Yeah, this quirked up white girl.
An addendum to what I was saying earlier too about, you know, even if you delete somebody from your mind, there was something there that obviously brought you guys together, so it's like inevitable that it'll happen again. I think, and I may be reading too much into this in the movie, what's important about being in relationships at the end of the day is if that relationship ends, you're supposed to be able to take your lessons you learned from that and apply it to your relationships moving forward. And like, okay, now that I'm saying this out loud, this has nothing to do with the movie. I'm gonna finish my thought though. So like ultimately, this doctor's office existing and deleting people's emotions essentially. Like I think there was at one point there was a lady in the office with like a box of like her dog things. I think in general this is kind of a fucked practice where it's just like, yeah, we'll just make it so people don't have to experience emotions. I think at the end of the day that's not a good thing. I think people need to experience sorrow and despair and sadness because they are like, you know, they are teachers at the end of the day.
Yeah, we see that like there's someone who like keeps calling to get his memories erased. I'm like, I'm sorry, we have to cut you off. You're doing it too much.
Yeah, it's like like exactly like that, where it's like, oh, well, we've already done it. You've hit your limit for this year. We can't do it anymore. Then it makes people reliant, and then, you know, what if it turns into, you know, oh, well, now it's just like a problem where people abuse it like drugs. We're getting into the weeds. This doesn't matter. It's just a thought I had during the movie, like specifically when he went in to get his memories erased.
And we really see that, like, for some people, it's gonna be a much more like pain sort of thing where, yeah, they just want to get rid of those painful memories, but sort of what the film delves into is whether or not, like, getting rid of that pain is worth also getting rid of, like, all the joy that those memories bring you as well. Which, like, especially for something like removing the memories of, like, your pet and stuff, it's such a knee-jerk reaction to want to do that when it's like, You think I'd want to get rid of my memories of Mochi or Yuki? Hell no, man. Even after they die, like, I'll be really sad, but I'll want to remember them.
I guess in a roundabout way, to be completely fair, that's what our main character ended up realizing anyway. He realized that he didn't want to live without those memories, which is why he tried so desperately to avoid them. So I guess there is merit to what I just said at the end of the day. Don't just delete your relationships because it ended or ended poorly or something. And I also like how during like the last memory he had, it's like, well, I wish our goodbye could have been this instead of what it actually was. Which, we all have regrets. I think people who say they don't have regrets probably don't realize that they do, or, they're lying to themselves.
Targeted.
But, yeah. And, I just think that, these are just life lessons that need to happen. And our character realized that while he was having his memories deleted.
Yeah, it's really all about, it's better to have lived and loved to have never loved at all. Just,
Agreed.
You know what? Maybe this film is a little cliche after all. I'm dropping it down to a C+.
Damn.
But yeah, I guess I have a couple more fun facts here for you guys. Did you know? Initially, they were wanting to get Nicolas Cage to play Jim Carrey's character.
I mean, that would have fit towards the beginning, but, like, there are some scenes in there that I think... I was saying at the beginning of this movie, this is a very interesting casting for Jim Carrey. It's not... He doesn't typically
it's
play
a much
this
more
kind of
reserved
character,
version
sad
of
and
him.
depressed. Yeah.
And also, Seth Rogen was also one of the options. I think he was supposed to play Elijah Wood's character, is something that they were thinking about.
That doesn't seem like
No, it definitely doesn't. I'm happy they got Elijah Wood in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's more squirrely. Seth Rogen's a bit too large for that sort of role. But yeah, guys, do we have any other thoughts on this film?
I think not.
I don't think so.
Fantastic.
Nope.
Well, I'm sticking at my A. Or A+. Fuck, what did I give it for? A+. I'll give it an A+, I guess. If I gave an A before, it's gone.
I'm pretty sure you gave it an
Fantastic.
A+.
Yeah. I'm gonna stick with my A-.
Same.
I think I'll go with the higher of my two and give it an A.
Okay. Wait, you had two?
I was in between an A and an A-.
Oh, okay.
And it lands at an A.
Whoa.